Hello to everyone. Vladimir Vlad, aka the Bulgarian Cowboy speaking, and now we are going to break down another lovely fight, and it's the match that has just recently been set. The match between Christos Giagos and that's the match between Christos Giagos and Alan Patrick Silva, also known under the nickname of Nuguet. Christos Giagos. Well, it will take place in UFC Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where this lovely event travels. And Christos Giagos, he kind of reminds me of Cody's Damon by his moniker, which is the Spartan. And yeah, it will be fun to watch. And Giagos riding a score of 17 wins, 8 losses. So I can say that this guy is a very, very tough pick for everybody because he won many titles earlier. In California, he won the vacant TPF lightweight championship and RFA lightweight championship, where he literally bulldozed Dakota Cochran with that flying knee and punches. And when he joined UFC for the first time, he was defeated by Gilbert Burns via armbar. Then he choked out Jorge de Oliveira just to bounce with a loss to Chris Wade, and after breaking contract, he fought for the West Coast FC lightweight championship. Josh Emmett was better than him. Then he had some wins, Karen Dabedian, Alexandre Pimentel. These were fair competitors in ACB. He was riding a score of 2-1. Then after UFC resigned him, Charles Oliveira choked him out, then he bounced back with 2 wins over Mizuto Hirota and Damir Hadžović. In the last match at UFC 241, he was defeated to Drakkar Klose, and it's interesting because the majority of his 8 last matches went to judges' scorecards or decision. The only match that didn't was the one against Charles Oliveira. So he fights like a tactician expert, Christos Giagos. I mean, I don't want to say he is not fishing for a knockout, but he fights like a tactician expert. He is very, very wise fighter, very smart, with good submissions, good strikes, but he is predominantly a striker. Now he's facing Alan Patrick Silva Alves, known under the nickname of Nuguet. He comes from Manaus, Amazonas, Brazil, and Jose Aldo's teammate as well, as you know. So this guy, well, he has fair submissions, but he is predominantly striker as well, as you can see. And before joining UFC, this guy, well, he now has a score of 15-2. He's 36 years old, but before joining UFC, he had a score. He was undefeated, He had 12 wins in a row. That's how he joined the UFC in Brazilian promotions. Nobody was able to defeat him. The guy is a real cardio machine who always pushes the pace, goes forward, fights until the last dying breath. But at his UFC debut, he had a score of 11-0. He decision John McDuffie, but then Meyerbeck sumo kicked his ass, kicked his butt really with that head kick and punches. I still remember this wonderful blow. But then Alan Patrick pushed the pace against Damian Brown, Stephen Ray, Damir Hadžović to win via unanimous decision. Scott Holtzman knocked him out via elbows. So we can say this is going to be a great stand-up game. I can predict a wonderful stand-up game. Both fighters are looking to give the show and so on. And Alan Patrick Silva Alves, well, he's tough. He's a tough dude. He wants to go forward. He wants to brawl. Christos Giagos, he wants to be a tactician. He is not a guy who fishes for a knockout all the time, but Alan Patrick Silva Alves does. So we'll see. Maybe this will go to judges' scorecards or decision. And both fighters fight very wisely from time to time. But Alan Patrick Silva Alves pushes the pace, and if it goes to decision, I believe judges will give him the victory. But on the other side, if Christos Giagos might defeat him if he takes the fight to the ground and try to do something new, I mean, this could go either way. This is kind of close combat, but the Brazilian guy is going to push the pace. That's for sure.